And remember, if you see me in the yellow, come and say hello. Stay awesome, always having fun. And I'll most definitely see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye. That was good timing. Right. Gaming time. Ah yes, the sights and sounds of dusting off those old consoles and reliving those nostalgic memories. But then, I thought, that's given me an idea. Why not showcase and review my retro games for you guys? Yes, so I thought, why not go through the top 10 of my spooky, of the beasts, spooky, scary games? And you can tell me if you agree too. So, as you know, I've been collecting the retro toys and I slowly jumped into the retro gaming. So it only makes sense after all the collecting I've been doing for all these toy hunts, which have kept me very busy. Let's showcase some of these games for you right now. And I hope you can join me. So if you like retro games and you love retro toys, make sure hit that subscribe button so you can see more excellent content and see more toy hunts, reviews, gaming, toys and everything in between. So I can't wait for you to join me. So without further ado, let's jump into the retro madness with these Megadrive horror games. Ah! Now, like I said previously, I am going to go through my list from number 10 all the way to number 1, with probably a couple of honourable mentions as well. So, like I said, I've spent some time playing each individual game and I wanted to give you my opinion and review on these classics. And so what I've done is I've obviously jumped on the consoles. We wanted to reignite those nostalgic memories, but what I also wanted to include was how easy, difficult it was, how enjoyable, what features it had, how hard the levels were, what other features it did include as well, and of course, how much fun it was. So without further ado, let's crack on with number 10. So in the 10th spot, we have our first one, Shadow of the Beast. So with this one, you're battling your way through 13 levels of challenging arcade action, defeating over 100 huge animated monsters and beasts, and of course, all those mega features as well. Now, the difficulty on this is unbelievable. Very sort of the single platform game as you're running through, going through the different levels, obviously defeating all the beasts, but my goodness, difficulty level, whew, skyrocketing. But yes, a very classic game. I didn't have much to go on with this. It's very repetitive, like I said, because it is a single platform, and what you're going through is going through the levels, killing the beasts, and eventually see if you can get to that big boss to defeat at the end. But for me, unfortunately, it was a very difficult game to play, and limited features. I didn't find any weapons, accessories, anything like that, so very basic in regards to gaming level. So that's why we've got to start with the one, and it had to be Shadow of the Beast. Coming in at number 9 for you, another beautiful classic, we've got Another World, and there's only one way to describe this: hard. You have to be from another world to be able to complete this. The difficulty level is crazy, never mind all the features, but on a positive note, I must say the cinematic scenes are pretty cool to watch for something of this age. But when you start, you talk about difficulty in games, let me go through this one with you step by step. You start the game. You die. You start the game again. You get out of the water. You die. You then start the game again. You go to the next stage. You see this black blob, you die. You jump out of the water, escape the blobs, go to the next level. You see a beast, you die. So once you've jumped, escaped the water, jumped out of the water, gone through the black blobs, finally seen the beast, worked out that you've actually got to run back, then jump on the vine, swing back through, run yourself all the way back again, and what happens? You get shot. My goodness, difficulty level but an absolute classic to play. So we've got Another World sitting there at number 9. Number 8 on this retro Halloween horror special, we've got something very familiar to all of us and still very popular today. The beautiful Megadrive game Jurassic Park from 1992. And the basis of this game, a hurricane has swept through the Jurassic Park and the dinosaur preserve, trapping the tourists and freeing the most terrifying animals ever. You get the choice of playing either the character Dr. Alan Grant, or you've got the option of playing a raptor, and you have to survive and elude yourself the way through, trying not to get killed by the dinosaurs, and also the humans if you are playing as the raptor, to hopefully bring the preserve back to its restored self. Again, difficulty level unbelievable, but with the positives on that, you do have a lot better features in regards to weapons. You've got the smoke grenades, tranquilizers, a lot of health packs, but very difficult, even on the slightly easier setting. I know, I admit, still a very difficult game to play, but a very awesome one as well. And it's something that is very different from what I was used to as a child when I used to play Jurassic Park on the Super Nintendo, which was a much more of a map platform rather than the single platform that you have with the Mega Drive one here. But like I said, an excellent game to play and brings back all those nostalgic memories. So that's why we got that at number 8. Slowly moving up to the more nostalgic and much better games. Coming in number 7, we've got Dungeons and Dragons Warriors of the Eternal Sun. Now we are all familiar with the famous Dungeons and Dragons animated series, and of course one of the games as well. And with the new live action feature film that's just come out, excellent one to put on. So the purpose of this particular game, Duke Barrick's kingdom has been suddenly transported to a strange and dangerous land. You must find new allies here, or the kingdom and culture will perish. Okay, sound pretty broad, I must say. So playing this one has that sort of Final Fantasy element with it. You've got your wizards, your sorcery, and your medieval knights battling through this new strange world where your kingdom has transported to, fighting all the monsters, beasts, making new allies, as it says. But it's not very straightforward from my experience of playing it. There seems to be a lot of, obviously, foraging, hunting around the map, trying to find allies and things like that, and it doesn't really seem to be a lot of a progress as you're coming through working with these ones. So that's why I put this one a little bit lower down on the list, but an excellent game as always. What an absolute classic, Dungeons and Dragons. Now this one at number 6, I had no idea existed until I picked up that massive gaming and figure collection back in the summer. So make sure you guys go check that out after this one, because I'm telling you, these games was just a small smidgen of what I picked up. Absolutely incredible. And what I might even do, I might even re-release the video to make it more fun and entertaining, because you know that's what I'm all about, guys. But anyway, so yes, coming in at number 6, we've got the Immortal. Now as we're moving up the list, they do start to become more enjoyable, still a little bit on the difficult side, and very graphic. So what you have to do is you've got to enter the Dungeon of Terror, where nightmares come to life. Over 50 chambers to explore, full screen, real-time combat, and over 30 animated deaths. Now that's an important part, because when I started playing this, those animated deaths are very gory. I've only found 4 out of the 30 that you can have in this feature game, but my goodness, the graphics is incredible. Obviously you're finding these goblins, you're battling it out to get through the dungeons. The first one, you explode his head. The second one, he gets cut in half. And then the third time, he gets electrocuted. And I'm pretty sure there was a 4th where he explodes or something like that. But the death scenes are pretty graphic. And it's pretty cool because, like I said, you have to go through these chambers and you have to try and find your teacher. Now, this teacher has a very cryptic message which you have to uncover, and you have to go through more like a Zelda-esque style in regards to having a look in the chests, finding different props to be able to use as you progress through the different chambers, and eventually finding your teacher to rescue him as well. But along the way, there's all sorts of features. You've got demons, beasts, goblins, hidden traps, flying arrows, fireballs, traitors, and you've even got invisible monsters. How the hell you're supposed to battle them, I don't know. But yes, very entertaining, very gory, very graphic. The Immortal at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we've got ourselves Haunting. Beautiful classic game there. Again, something that I never played as a child, so when I did manage to switch this one on, I was very entertained. And The Haunting is starring Poltergeist. So this game really has that Ghostbuster Beetlejuice style horror creep comedy to it. You get the new family, which are called the Sardinis, and they move into this house. Of course, you're a ghost element, Poltergeist, and you can't be seen by these guys. But what you are able to do is load the house and make the house transform into horrible and hideous actions and beasts to terrify the residents. And the purpose of this is you have to try and obviously terrorise the residents and make them leave the house. Pretty similar to what Beetlejuice does, I believe, in this film. Let me know in the comments. And once you go through them, it does get a little bit repetitive because you've got to use the ectoplasma, the green goo, to collect, which is your energy, to be able to load up the items in the house. So you can obviously scare all of the residents out of their wits and get them out of the house again. But like I said, very repetitive. So it does get kind of tedious as you're doing all the things once you've gone around the house a couple of times. Unfortunately, you do have a limited supply of ectoplasma, so once that does run out, you're dropped into the depths of hell and you have to regather all of those. And this is the particular part where you do lose your health, so you have to be careful of all the bats, the grabbing hands, the spraying features, the bouncing skulls, to not lose your life, and that's how you obviously end the game. But yes, a fantastic one there. Haunting at number 5. Pardon me. Right, it's getting into some real fire now, guys. We've got ourselves at number 4 an all-round classic, Zombies. Beautiful. And of course, everyone knows the purpose of this game. The neighbours are dying to meet you in this most hilarious, feel-freaked horror show ever. Absolute classic. You've got yourself, ideally you need 2 players for this as you're moving up the levels, because there is 55 of them. 55 levels of zombies trying to go through, and of course it's based on a very comedy-esque zombie apocalypse, and you're going around with some cool weapons and you get to drink decent potions. And all of the weapons, you've got your laser, and then you've got spray cans, and you have to use the different, obviously, weapons for the different enemies and villains to be able to beat them. And it's a really cool, really entertaining game. Lots of features as you're going around rescuing all the survivors, and they give you little points and bonuses, and racking your points up as you're going through the levels. You're going in the gardens, you're in the supermarkets, all the different features. Really cool. And really cool feature on this one is obviously you get to a save point, because there is 55 levels, so you're able to go back and continue where you left off, from hopefully trying to complete this awesome fear-filled game, Zombies, coming in at number 4. So what I want to do before we get into the top 3, because there are so many cool and so many horror classics for this Megadrive, I have to mention a couple of honourable mentions which need to be in the list. So first off, an absolute classic, Ghouls and Ghosts. And we all know, if you don't know, I shall remind you of what we have to do in this one. It is the time of yesteryear, where knights scoured the countryside in search of the Holy Grail, defended the honour of fair maidens, and fought a never-ending battle against rampant evil forces. Now, I must say, I really had lots of fun going through this one. And it's, like I said, that's very classic knight in shining armour going to get that Holy Grail as you're going through the map. Does have an element of medieval Alex the Kid, and a really cool feature on this is the weapons. You get your axes, you get your spears, you've got your big swords, you get your golden knight armour, and all the different ghouls and the ghosts that you have to fight. An excellent, very relevant Halloween theme going on with this one. And like I said, also really cool feature as you're obviously going through the map to try and find that holy grail. But it does let you start at the point which you did lose your life, rather than going back all the way to the beginning like some of these games actually do. So really cool feature, really fun game to have, and really excellent to play. Next up, from the honourable mentions, before we hit that top 3 of those Megadrive beasts horror classics, we've got to throw in fantastic Alien 3. Absolute universal game and a fantastic franchise. Loved playing this one as a kid, but I was more accustomed to the Super Nintendo version. Didn't really have a clue what I was doing. And I suppose the difference between that and the one on the Mega Drive, this has more of a time trial to it. So you have a specific amount of time to be able to save all the prisoners that are in the complex on the different levels. But absolute nostalgic heaven with all the weapons, the flamethrower, the pulse rifle, the grenade launcher, the sounds, the aliens. It just has everything from that 90s childhood, even from the Kenner Aliens toys. It all just matches in. Fantastic. And it's beautiful having that, reliving those memories. And like I said, an absolute classic that had to be mentioned. Unfortunately, didn't reach the top 10 for some reason. I don't know why. Actually, it should have been in the top 10. Hence why I'm making an honourable mention now. But yes, absolute classic game. A must-have, a must-play for that Mega Drive. Right, we're hitting some big ones now. Major fire. Number 3 spot is going to be an absolute classic for most gamers. Altered Beast. Unfortunately, I don't have the box and the manual for this one, but that is on my list for Christmas. So any of you guys want to send me a boxed Altered Beast with the manual in a nice condition, I would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. This one just hits all the right buttons. It's got the hero, it's got the power-ups, so you obviously level up. It's got the beasts, it's got the Greek mythology. And as you're going through the levels, you then transform into the Altered Beast. Now, from playing this game, I know, or I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, leave it in the comments, that there only are 3 changes throughout the game, because I can only get to level 3, because the difficulty on this, very, very hard. So if you're going to play it, guys, I do recommend that you play with 2 players, just so you can go through longer levels than I can. I've tried not getting hit on levels 1 and 2, to get to the 3rd level, but that boss, really difficult to try and defeat. I've been trying as much time as I could spend on it, and it's absolutely awesome. So those beasts you change into, the first level you change into the wolf, the 2nd level you change into the dragon, and the 3rd level you change into the bear. And they're cool features. With that wolf, you got your power punches and you're flying around like an absolute beast, naturally. Then level 2, you've got your dragon. He's more of the electric style, so you go through firing your electric bolts, and you've got your electric bolts firing off you, which is very key for that boss actually. So if you guys really enjoy these retrospective retro games and you want to see more content of me talking about these, maybe in just a longer episode or a more specific game, don't forget to subscribe and leave yourself in the comments if that's something you wanted to look forward to as well. Much appreciated. So let's carry on. But yes, absolutely classic game. And of course you've got the bear, which turns things to stone and just becomes this big wrecking ball that is just non-stop throughout there. But can I defeat that 3rd boss? Not a chance. Not a chance in hell. Ha! Well, there we go. Number 3, a beautiful classic, Altered Beast. Right, it was really, really hard, really difficult to find a top spot between these 2. But I think what's done it, playing them both as an adult, the one that's gone number 1 has picked it for the reasons I'll tell you very soon. But coming in at number 2, I've had so much fun playing this. The Addams Family. Oh, epic game. So the concept of this is Morticia has been kidnapped, Uncle Fester has lost his memory, and have fallen under a spell by Abigail Craven. Only Gomez can save the day, Finally confronting the evil judge, dare you freak out the kooky, spooky climax. Fantastic. So the idea is to go through your residence and have a look throughout the mansion, and it's got that very Alex the Kid Again style with a, should I say, Mario feature to it, because you're Gomez going through your mansion and you've got the cool features of all the goblins, the beasts, the ghouls, and very Halloween feature-esque for going through these levels. And there's so many hidden features even before you've entered the house. There's so many things you can go to the finds, like the chopper hat. You can also go into secret elements. There's secret doorways, secret hatches. This is a real fun game, and I had a lot of fun playing this one. The only problem is, could I find any of his family members? Only 2, Lurch and Thing. The rest of them, not a clue. And I went through quite a lot of levels, as you can see, but I had so much fun just going through the different levels, picking up the different features, and of course when I found that fencing sword, it just was cherry on the top. Proper classic, Addams Family, Gomez doing his fencing. Ha 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 ha, ha, on guard. Beautiful stuff. Lots of fun with that one, and that one just wanted me to play it more and more and more. So there, number 2, Addams Family. But there's only one that could top the Megadrive Retro Classic Gaming list, and it had to be the one, the only, drumroll please. Yes, look at that, Splatter House 2. Now this is a game where Jason, Friday the 13th, meets Doom. Ultimate clash, head-on clash of the titans. And the concept of this, your girlfriend Jennifer is trapped. To save her, you must don the terror mask and smash past legions of ghastly creatures. Use weapons from only your gnarled fists to a roaring chainsaw to splatter your way through 8 gruesome levels of non-stop action. Well, it's good to realise I've found out there is only 8 levels, because I've got to the second one, and difficulty level seems to be hard, but it seems to be getting a lot better as I continue playing this, because I'm having so much fun with the Splatter House. Going through, you've got all the different ghouls and monsters, and finally I got to pick up a bone which I was able to smash them with. But I think they've done a real good job on the actual character with the monsters and the deformed creatures that they use, and it's not too gruesome, but there was a lot of things to think about, and trying to get past those bosses, really something else, but really challenging, and it makes you think about it, but enjoyable, like I said, at the same time. And with this one, because it is of that more Halloween monster adult vibe, I had so much more fun than I did with the Addams Family, unfortunately. Because yeah, you are literally smashing and splattering ghouls and beasts in this game all through the 8 levels. Fingers crossed one day I'll be able to complete it and let you guys know. But yes, this one, number 1, absolutely fantastic. Like I said, nice, easy, quick levels, straightforward, single platform game, and all round an absolute beauty of a classic. Fantastic. Well, I suppose I better jump on and crack on with these awesome games. I hope this has been informative and entertaining as always. And if you want to see more awesome content of retro goodness, of games and figures like this, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you see me in the... Stay awesome, always having fun. And I'll definitely see you guys next time. Happy Halloween!